Greetings and welcome to another excellent World of Tanks video. Now this one is not really beautiful to look at specifically or full of any game action. This is done from testing that I did, although if you want to be really honest about it, it wasn't a direct test. I was just goofing around having fun with, there's a testing element going on that was blatantly obvious this morning when I looked at the results, and I was like, you know what? It's obvious to me, but everything you do is obvious to you, and some of those things that are obvious to you are not obvious to others because you're used to the process mentally that you're going through. And this is the same thing for myself. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, and I'm talking about the Ninja Turtles earn operation, and what is the best tank. I've mentioned this before specifically about how to find out what's the best tank for you, but I'm going to give you an example of comparison just so you can have this info and go, gives you a basis to make comparisons on your own, because everyone's going to be different. You're different than me, and I'm different than you. Maybe we'll reach the same conclusions on some of this stuff. Maybe we'll have different conclusions because we have different abilities, and that's really what I'm going to show you. So I'm going to show you and it's really hilarious because I did not set this up the way you're going to see it on purpose. It's just random. I was just goofing around, and so I'm going to show you two sets of data. Now they're both small sample sizes, which technically could affect the results. In this case, it doesn't affect the results because, number one, I'm an expert in statistical training, etc. And I'm not interested in lying to you. I'm interested in giving you the whole truth. And I will tell you, I played way more than what you're going to see 10 results. But these 10 results are essentially, ballpark, as obvious as it seems. There's no hidden agenda. It's like, I'm going to show you what I got. The reason I got it was I was just goofing around, and I'm going to analyze what the results are. And you can analyze this, and you're going to have to analyze this to draw your own conclusions. But for myself, the conclusions are as I thought they would be, and I have proof of that. So anyway, the comparison is going to be the Ignis that you see here, the Warhammer tank. If you have it, this is one of the best tanks to use in co-op for this challenge. That's all I'm really stating. I'm looking at this only from a co-op situation. All right, and I'm going to show you the other tank that I'm going to compare this against. 3, 2, 1. This is the other tank I used last night for comparison, and this is a Tier 8 Blue Steel Demolisher. It's an American sniper tank. It is a 3-shot autoloader, in case you don't know that. It has another terrific attribute that made it an ideal candidate for this test, and that it has a 75% built into the tank itself commander experience bonus. So what I did is I took and put a 3-star commander in there and maxed this out. So you have a 75% tank bonus for commander experience. You add a 3-star commander, that's a 30% bonus. So that's a 105% bonus right there. Then we have, the commander has the quick learner, which is another 10%. So that makes it 115%. And you get 10% more from enhanced rations. That's a 125% commander bonus every game. And that is the highest you can get in this entire game. Let me show you this. This is the enhanced rations. That's a 10% bonus for commanders. Look at the commander. There is the quick learner. That's another 10%. So he's 30%. You get 10% for that quick learner and 10% for that enhanced rations right here. So that's a 50% bonus. The tank has 75%, so 75% plus 50% is 125%. That is the key. Now, let's switch to the results. And the results are pretty staggering in favor of the Ignis, and I'll explain to you why that's the case. Alright, here you can see it's pretty basic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In your profile log, as you see, you have the 10 most recent games. Now, I've just started my machine. That's why it's clear of everything else. I haven't played any games today at this point. The hilarious part, I did not play a bunch of Demolisher games. Well, actually, I did. But I didn't stop and go, you know what? Now I'm going to compare this to 5 straight Ignis games for a comparison and statistical analysis. That's not what I did. I played a bunch of Demolishers and I got tired of the fact that I couldn't score enough to really make monster commander points. And I'm going to show you the commander points here. But let's just look at the overview. The money difference is staggering, all right, as expected. Now, I will tell you, I did use ×2 silver bonus on the Ignis. 0 silver bonus and 0 commander bonus. No other bonuses were on my Demolisher. So, you can't see that here in this information, but I'm telling you this because I'm giving you the full details so you can do the same experiment and you're going to get the same basic result. All right. The thing that Demolisher has is its 125% commander bonus. All right. So if you score well, you're going to score even more on commander bonus. Now, look at the money though. You know, 4,000, 4,000. This was a really good game, 44,000. Minus 8,000, minus 2,000. Okay. And these are all wins. So that is important. Now, the damage is going to be different. Clearly, the best damage game is the one where I scored 44,000 silver. Let's look at this. 38-37. Now, I actually had a game that's not showing up here that was over 5,000 damage. And it was, again, my maximum commander points that I got was just under 4,000. Right? So this is World War II. Co-op. And then I switched. And what I did is I just got tired of playing it. And I go, well, let me go. I was like 5 or 6 games away, depending. Well, 4 to 6 games away, depending on luck, from taking my Ignis and cleaning out Stage 5. Which I finished off and then I quit. All right, it wasn't 5. I need 5 and then 5 for direct comparison. It was just quirk of fate. I'm tired of playing this. I'm gonna play estimation of about 5 games and get the thing done. I did it. That's how it is like this. There was no grand scheme behind this. It wasn't a genius maneuver, etc., you know, or a proper comparison of 5 games versus 5 games. It's just I'm just doing what feels like I want to do, and then this morning I look at it and go, well, man, this is a great A-B comparison, all right? So, remember, the Demolisher had 0 boosters of any kind. The Ignis only had ×2, all right? Look at the silver, 146,000. I was a bum, 92,000. 112,000. 200,000, I was very good, and 100,000. Basically, with ×2 silver, you know, 140, 150,000 is pretty standard. Let's look at the good games. 5,600. Now, I had multiple games earlier in the, yesterday where I had 6,000 damage. Okay, and I would make 200,000 plus. and you hit the upper 5,000s. You're gonna rake it in with a ×2 silver bonus. All right, let's look at the bum game. 3,500. Clearly, you're not a bum, but if 3,500 and one kill, all I made was 92,000. If that is your bad bum result, you're doing good, man. Okay, I am making money. All right, so that's all good. Now, what this tells us, two things that are obvious or should be obvious. Cold War pays out more cash, more silver than World War II, but that presupposes that you have roughly equal skill in each tank that you're using, and I basically have roughly equal skill in a Demolisher compared to, Demolisher in World War II Tier 8 only, compared to Ignis Era 2 Cold War. I'm roughly the same level of player in each of those completely, dissimilar environments. So that's why this is a good example of a statistical comparison. It's not weighted. It's not like, well, I'm way better at this other one than I am at this guy, and so when I get my better results, it's going to make it look like this is the better version. That is dishonest. Honesty is like, look, I'm telling you there's going to be biases that you have towards your skill, etc., etc. I'm roughly equal in each one of these environments compared to the, other guys or other vehicles you're going to face. I'm a very good Demolisher player. I'm a very good Ignis player. There are better Ignis players and better Demolisher players. There are worse Ignis players and worse Demolisher players. That's really not the thing. But you can determine quite obviously the silver payout, if you can score, is much better in Cold War. And believe that that's true. This is a great example of how it rolls. Now, what you'll see here, let's go look at these commander points. And they're completely shaded in favor of the obvious 125% commander bonus tank. Commander points here, 2,400. Commander points in this one, just under 2,000. Commander points in this one, 3,200. Commander points in this one, 3,100. Commander points in this one, 2,300. So you're seeing, what, an average 2,400, 2,500, some higher, some lower. That's normal. Let's look at commander points here. They're actually pretty good. Now, the thing about the Ignis has a 25% commander bonus. However, to get the turtle points, I need a turtle commander. The only turtle commander I have is a 1-star, 0 bonus Leonardo. So he has the quick learner. Let's go check this dude out. All right. All right, Mr. Ignis. You idiot. Moron. Filter's wrong. Anyway. So, here we go. Commander. He's got 0 bonus. All he has is the 10% bonus from the quick learner. And we'll just stay here. It's fine. All right. So we were looking here. So we have 10% for the commander, the quick learner, 10% for the enhanced rations. That's 20%. And we also have a 25% from the tank, because that is the commander bonus for the Ignis. So 45% commander bonus. So a 45% bonus tank versus a 125%, well, it's completely in the favor of the other one. You see 1,700 commander points here, 700, a lowish scoring game, I guess. I don't know. 3,500 isn't that bad. And I don't know. 1,800 in this one. Why is the other one so low? I don't know. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. 2,000. and almost 1700. Now, I will tell you this, that we can tell you this for sure, that the Cold War tank does way more damage on average than the Tier 8 Demolisher. And so that's going to make the lower commander point bonus higher than you would expect if the damages were the same. So there's a bias that the Cold War tank is going to do more damage, so it's going to earn a little bit more points. But you see pretty obviously that the monster 75% commander point bonus from the Demolisher is the way to go if you need to build commanders. Okay, now there's another thing that skews this in favor mostly of the Ignis, and that is, look at the time. Under 4 minutes, under 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes, 4 minutes, and under 4 minutes. Most of the games tend to be low 4-minute games. In the Demolisher, the whole pacing of the World War II games is slower, so they take longer. Although this was a great shorty, 3.5 minutes. 4 minutes and change, 5 minutes and a half, 3 minutes and a half. I'm just rounding these to convenient numbers. And 3 minutes and 3/4. Actually, I had a lot of those matches that went 5 and 6 and 7 minutes. Maybe not a lot, but I had more of them. So again, the efficiency factor yields co-op. Now, I use the Ignis because the Ignis is a tank that I enjoyed playing because it's a missile sniper tank. So I get 2 guns, I get a missile, and I get a chain gun. And chain guns are great for quick killing when you have a positional advantage. So the Demolisher is a single gun, but a very accurate sniper cannon. So it's one of those things. What is it that you need is what you need to ask yourself. Now, for the, pun intended, for the long haul, the clear advantage is to use the template, what I call a 2-gun Cold War tank that you're good at versus a 1-gun tank of World War II, for example, that you're good at. So I didn't set this up to go, well, you really need this Ignis. It doesn't matter. There's many tanks that have 2 guns. Now, I do say also 2 guns like the Ignis with a high silver bonus. It has a 50% silver bonus. The Demolisher has a lower silver bonus. Actually, I think, no, it has a 50% silver bonus. Okay. But it's not stacked. I'm not stacking this to make it to make a hidden agenda to push one tank over the other. If you can, find a World War II tank that you're enjoying playing, even though it's a 1-gun, and I enjoy playing the Demolisher. I played, 15 matches maybe in that Demolisher. It's a fun tank to play, but it's slower. It's slower than dirt on the move, and that's another thing. So it's not about setting up an agenda to push one or the other. Find what you enjoy, and then you're going to enjoy what you're doing. You're going to do it longer, and it's going to be less of a chore, because you have to do 175, 180 games. You want to get this as efficient, at least in my mind, as possible. And for me, the efficiency king is a 2-gun high silver booster, and in my case, a bonus of a high commander booster Cold War tank, which is the Ignis. The Ignis has a 25% commander bonus, which is the tops in Cold War. There's a bunch of tanks like that. I played some other ones, like I played the Warden, is another 25% Cold War tank with a 50% silver bonus. That was very good. I think the Ignis for me is slightly better, but the Warden was really good. One of my other friends was using the Forad, but it has a lesser commander bonus. But he was doing great in that. So it's all up to what fits your personality. But I'm just gonna say, most of the time, you're gonna get something more in return if you can finagle high silver bonus, high commander bonus, Cold War versus a World War II that's high silver bonus and high commander bonus. So that's just the info that I have gathered, and we looked at it and it's like, well, that's fairly clear cut. It's not a shocker that this is the way I would have anticipated it going. You want to make more commander points, man, that Demolisher is pretty awesome. So now you can use the Demolisher, 75% tank commander bonus, the same bonus on the Earthshaker, and the same bonus on the Eradicator. So any of those three is 75% commander experience bonus. Now I did do a couple other matches in my Astron Rex, which is a tier 8 commander bonus tank. Let me show it to you. Cannot even see this. I can't read those. They're so small. There we go. There's the Astron Rex. Now, Astron Rex. What is this tank? Medium tank, 5-shot autoloader, 50% commander bonus. So what this is a standard situation. That is a 3-star commander, 30% bonus. Yes, she has the quick learner. That's a 10% bonus, so she's up to 40%. We add 10% for the enhanced rations. That's 50%. So you get 50% from the commander and the add-ons, plus 50% for the tank, 100% commander bonus. I ran several of these matches as a test just to see, because this is one of the tanks I ran on the Elite 8s. And very good performance. I got a Prokhorovka map, and we were losing that map badly, but I was able to pull out the win because of the autoloader, and the mobility of this tank is very good. So after I did that, I was like, well, this is okay, all right? Again, I like this tank, but I'm not great at it. I'm better in the Demolisher, and I'm better in the Ignis. I'm average or average plus in the Astron Rex, and it's a good tank. So if this is the kind of tank that is good for you, it was solid. I could do this, but the matches took longer. That was the problem. And then when I was on Prokhorovka, geez, that map took probably 7 or 8 minutes. Good match, fun match, but I don't want a steady diet of 7 and 8 minute matches, because I can use the Ignis and play matches that are half as long as the average ballpark. I might be a little high or a little low on the Ignis being half the time it takes for an Astron Rex match, but that's what I saw in limited Astron Rex matches. Okay, it looked like it was basically double the time of the Ignis. So didn't really 100% test the long-term effect. You get a feeling for what's going on, and it's a tank I like, and I could certainly score all the points I needed in the Astron Rex. But on an efficiency scale, I have to say, for myself, at least, there's many better, more efficient tanks, okay? And it wasn't as fun. I really enjoyed the Demolisher more than the Astron Rex. The Astron Rex, I have to concentrate more on the performance. So it's a little more work for me to score well in the Astron Rex, which is fine. But I mean, I was tired last night when I was playing these, and I switched to Demolisher. My tiredness just disappeared because I was having fun scoping in on those dudes. You know, it was awesome. Okay, so that was the thing. The effect of playing a tank that's more, you know, fun for you, whatever that, you know, is. It made a complete difference in the performance, in my interest of performing. I mean, I stayed up way later than I anticipated because I was having a good time in the Demolisher on those crazy maps. I mean, I was on Steps, Safe Haven comes to mind, and I'm not a big fan of the Steps map. Yeah, it's okay. It turned out that it worked out okay on the, you know, in my Demolisher, but it's like, I don't know. So, just another example. No boosters were used on my Astron Rex. I didn't save any of the game data. It wasn't that statistically important, really. It was all about the feel. And I've given you the information you need to construct your own template. That, I mean, I could have played, you know, my Tier 8 artillery, but I didn't play that because it has a 50% silver bonus as well. But it just, I don't think it was going to get the kind of result I was looking for. Although it's a, you know, it's a good one, and I like that. It's gonna vary. So find out what's good for you and do your own testing just to double check. But this will give you kind of a basis to look at it and go, okay, you saw the information I gave you of how I tested it, and I didn't get anything different than I expected. You know, that was the thing, just, it's a gut feeling. You don't have to be technically as precise as I was being here, but those numbers completely backed up what I supposed would be the case. And then going through it, you know, even though the Demolisher was inferior to the Ignis, it was fun. But I'm like, man, these matches are taking longer. Now it's a little bit longer, not a lot. So it's not a huge difference. So figure out what's important to you. What is going to be the easiest for you to use to score the points you need to score. Here we go. Oh, another thing, extra lives. They are used, you hold them in advance like insurance. It's not like I thought you would be paying 2,000 silver per game. It's not the case. So you just buy 4 or 5. And in case you have a bad luck result, it'll take them from you when it's necessary. So 4 or 5 is a great insurance policy. Because 5 of those is like 10,000 silver. That's not a problem. Alright, anyway, I just wanted to show you and explain extra lives, number 1. But number 2, I'm on stage 6. Because when I finished stage 5, I had 1 extra point. You know, I completed that with 1 extra point. And got, remember, stage 4 and stage 5, those are both war chests. Alright? Stage 6 is unlocks 2. Well, it tells you right there. Yeah, it unlocks the discount for 2 tanks, plus it gives you the Cowabunga emblems to stick on your tank, which are great, but they're so tiny. They're hard to see. That's, you know, I wish they would have been giving us that Raphael head, that big sucker. I don't have any of those. You can only get those in the store by buying the 780 gold package. And it's like, man, you guys are jerks. Oh, anyway. So, let me show you. Alright, Ignis. What? Oh. Filter was on. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, okay, I do have it. Let me show you. It's not there. It's here. There you go. Actually, it's not on here either. Son of a gun. Okay. Well, let's just show you what it's like. Whatever. Don't care about that. There we go. And now we're going to do this. There you go. The cowabunga sticker, as you can see, is really hard to identify. You have to be looking at a tank through your scope and zoom in, because you really can't even see it that, super clearly. Here, this is as close as I can get to it. This showed up on my screen and I didn't take a photo of it. Oh, I wanted to show this to you. This is what happens when you unlock the Stage 6, Scene 6 Bebop and Rocksteady. It gives you the artwork and shows you the guys, and you get 4 of those cowabungas when you finish this level. And also it unlocks a 25% discount on the Foot Cruiser, Rocksteady, and Bebop tank, and a half discount price on the Party Wagon. And that's, I guess, important in case you somehow fail to unlock the whole tank for free. I completed Stage 5, as you can see. And I'm going to go and unlock the war chest. So cross your fingers. Unfortunately, it's already happened, so there's nothing you can do. 50 gold, plus some extras, which was 1 day of premium and a couple of commander boosters and a couple of tank XP boosters. So no problem. It's going to happen. You're going to get those 50 chests, meaning 50 gold. So that was the conclusion of Stage 5 last night, and the fortuitous finish for the profile that gave us a 5 versus 5 comparison of a very good World War II tank compared to a very good Cold War tank. Each of them are good in different ways, and something to compare and go, this is interesting, whatever. And basically the comparisons hold true for other World War II tanks. Now, Tier 8 and above, of course, you're going to be doing more damage, which is conducive to the challenge, because you need to do 1,500 damage to get that turtle point for your pizza. So you're going to have a hard time at Tier 7 or Tier 6. It's just harder to score 1,500 points. Possible, of course. But as you go up in tiers, it's a little bit easier. But Tier 8, you do enough damage to where in the co-ops, it's not a problem. Okay, you can make the 1,500 without too much difficulty in general. So hopefully you guys found out something interesting and helpful for your own scoring selection. The other thing is, on the commanders, I should mention this, that I should have told you to stick your turtle commanders in a premium tank. That way you can bump them out. So, you could use another, for example, let me go and swap. Okay, this is my Leonardo tank. If I want to swap this commander out, all I have to do is take another commander from this nation, or I could take an unassigned guy. Look, all right. So I could pull another, Green Nation, Cold War. Any of these guys I could put in the tank where Leonardo is. Let's go and assign this guy in my Ignis, hidden wherever the hell it is. I don't know. It's down here at the end. All right, so shove this guy in there, and now I have freed up my Leonardo. He's now a black bar at the very bottom of his square. It says unassigned black bar, means I can put that in any nation for free. All right, I have bumped out the Leonardo and replaced him with my Jolly Roger. So I could put him in, if I needed to put him in a different nation, to put in a different tank that's more conducive to scoring. That's how you do it. It's called bumping the commander for free, and I can change his nation. If you go from inside the tank, watch this. Look what's going to happen. If I try to assign this guy to a different nation, all right, let's just, yeah, it doesn't matter. We'll just pick one of these. Blue is fine. It's going to tell me, whoa, look at this. It's going to charge me 60 gold to change his nation because I didn't bump him out and turn him into a unassigned commander first. No, thank you. I'm not interested in giving 60 gold away because I'm an idiot. Because I'm not an idiot. So that's what you want to avoid. So I realized that was something that might be helpful to some of you who haven't seen this before. So that is all. Went longer than anticipated, but we covered all the stuff. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you found some information that will help you score more. That's the key. I look forward to seeing you guys again in another video real soon. And as always, like and subscribe. Cowabunga, dude.